Hi everyone, I think the video started. To quote a few words from The Greatest Showman, this is me. You get what you see. I'm in my workout clothes. I've been cleaning carpets and working on schoolwork today. My name is Vicky Hilton, and I live in Vancouver, Washington, along the Columbia River right next to Portland. And I've been going back to school this is my 5th year. The first year through Pathways, and then the next year's through BYU Idaho. I went to BYU Provo for 2 years before I got married, and this year I celebrated my 25th anniversary, so that tells you how old I am. Some unique things about me are I'm a convert to the church. I joined the church when I was 16. I grew up Baptist. I like music. I have some musical talents. I've played several instruments, and I like to sing and lead choirs, children's and adults. I like to travel. We just got back from a European vacation, our first one for our 25th anniversary, and we went to Italy and Paris and London, and that was a lot of fun. Last year I went to South Korea, and I really love Asian cultures a lot. My husband's Chinese, and I studied Japanese in high school and college. I watch a lot of Asian shows, K-dramas, and C-dramas. So Korean and Chinese dramas, sometimes Japanese too. And I love to read. I feel like reading subtitles is my new reading because I watch a lot of those shows, and I don't have time to read books as much going back to school the last 4 to 5 years. I didn't really start to read a lot till high school, and then I just fell in love with reading. I love all kinds of books, children's, young adult, and adult books. How I plan to apply what I learn in this course in lots of different ways. I've taught children and done a year of preschool before in my home. I've helped in schools. I plan on helping in schools in the future. When I was in a nursery calling, I brought books every week to read to the kids. I just love children's books and literature. And I hope to learn from everyone here and just apply what I learned in my life. Really quick, here's just some pictures of my kids. This is Brandon, he's 22. And he got back from a mission in New York, Chinese speaking, about a year ago. And this is my son Sam, he's 20, and they're both available if there's any young girls in my class. Anyways, they're both going to the local community college here right now. And this is my 14-year-old son Max, and he just started high school, and he's my youngest, so I have 3 sons. And then here's an older picture of my boys and my husband and I, if you can see it, but that's my husband right there. He was born in Taiwan, and he speaks Mandarin Chinese. Okay, now for my top 10. This was really hard because I love books, and I read to my kids so many different books, and we had some favorites. So I was trying to think of some favorites that were mine specifically. So I don't know, I think I have a couple more than 10, but anyways, I really like our author, Ted Arnold. He's a great illustrator and author, and I like all of his books. I think the first book is called Parts. I recently found Skippy John Jones with my 3rd child, and I really just love these books and kind of the flavor of them. They're almost like sing-song. I just love these books too. And going to story times, I discovered some of these books. I love the pigeon books. Don't Let the Pigeon Drive the Bus was the first one that I saw and read with my kids. But there's tons of it. They're just funny. They're just funny stories. The Gingerbread Man was a favorite one. My kids wanted me to read over and over again, and it's kind of a classic. Another one that's like it is The Grinch. One of my sons loved The Grinch and wanted me to read it all the time. By Dr. Seuss, right? And then I love the David books, and I love David Shannon as an illustrator too. He and Ted Arnold are 2 of my favorites for illustrations. But I have 3 boys, and they were always getting in trouble. So the David books were just funny way to laugh at things and to move on from them. And the kids and I both loved the David books. Now this book, I don't know where it came from, but all my kids loved this book, 24 Robbers. And it kind of is like a rhyme. It's like 24, not last night, but the night before, 24 robbers came and knocking at my door. Anyways, they just loved it, and it just goes through how these robbers all go to this lady's house, and they keep bringing her things, and she ends up making them a hot spicy stew and sharing it with them at the end. Anyways, it's just a really cute book, and my kids loved it. Another author I love is Mercer Mayer. I love all of her little critter books, and I've read so many of them to my kids. I have them passed down from my family, from my brothers, and we have a ton of them. Okay, quick, I'm running out of time. There Was an Old Lady Swallow a Fly. There's tons of these books and plays on these books right now, but I just love this story. It's one of my favorites. A couple older ones, I didn't know how we were going to cross over, but I love Garth Nix. I love his Seven Towers. He's kind of like Orson Scott Card, but a little bit younger, for maybe like the 10 to 14-year-old crowd. But I love this series, The Seven Towers. And of course I can't leave out Harry Potter. There's so many other good ones. The Hungry Caterpillar, you know, Eric Carle is a really famous author. I love Harry the Dirty Dog. Here's more David Shannon about the duck books. I love those books too. And Quick as a Cricket was another one we read a lot as to my kids. Anyways, I love to read. I read mostly probably young adult, but I love children's picture books and all kinds of genres. And that's me. This is me. I guess the only other thing is I try to do sports and stay in shape, but it's hard. So if you have any comments about the things I like or the books I like or questions, feel free to ask. Alright, I gotta find my mouse under these books to stop this video.